Hey y'all, let's get into my OG cinnamon roll recipe. So we start off with about 1 cup of warm milk. You want the milk to be warm because this is going to help your yeast to rise. We're going to throw in 1/2 cup of sugar. This also helps out the yeast as well. Give that a nice little mix. And now we're going to go in with 2.5 teaspoons of instant dry yeast. I'm going to give that a slight little mix and I let that rise for 5 minutes till it looks like so. Next up, we're going to add in our eggs. I use 2 medium-sized eggs that are room temperature. I also add in 1/2 cup of melted butter, but not hot. And now I'm going to take my paddle attachment and mix that up until it's combined. Next up, we are going to start adding in some of our flour. We use 4 cups of all-purpose flour. And we're just going to add that in really slowly and just really incorporate while it's mixing on low right here. And now it's going to look like this. I stop it for about 5 minutes and then I add on my dough attachment. As you see right here, I'm hooking it up. I'm going to pull that up, add in a little bit more flour because the texture that we're looking for is for it to not really stick to the bowl like how it's seen here. You're going to see in the next bit that this right here, this is what we're looking for because we still want it to be sticky but not too sticky. Now we're going to take this and we're going to put it into a greased bowl. I grease my bowl with a little bit of ham spray and then I just add my dough into that. I cover it with some plastic wrap and I also use a towel. And we're gonna let that rise for 1 hour. Now we're gonna go in with about 1 cup of brown sugar, 4 tablespoons of cinnamon. We're gonna use a room temperature butter right here. My butter was not room temperature, so I just put it in the microwave for about 20 seconds and it looked like that right there. I'm gonna take my spatula and I'm just gonna mix it around really carefully. It's gonna come out looking like a paste like you guys are gonna see in the next clip right here. And you want that to be not too wet because you want to just spread it out like a paste like I said. So it's gonna look like this right here. It should be able to hold itself up. I flour my surface after the 1 hour and my dough is rised. I mixed it up a little bit just to make sure that everything is good. And now I just take my hands and I you're gonna see it here, I take my fingers to like press it into a square. This helps me as like the foundation for when I'm rolling it out because I don't really want to do a circle because I cut the edges off. So I roll it out, there is not too thin, not too thick, and I cut the edges off and I just add the paste and I evenly smooth that on. You want it to be even because you don't want to have any chunky like mountains. Now I'm gonna roll that up really nicely. When I'm rolling it up, I just try to make sure that everything is looking the same, but be careful not to tear the dough here. So you want to make sure that you really take your time with this part. Next, I measure my rolls to about 1.5 inches thick. I use a ruler as you see right here, and I just put an indent in that with a knife. I take some unflavored dental floss and I use that to cut my rolls because I feel like when I use a knife, it doesn't look as good. Like this right here, this is picture perfect, chef's kiss. Now I add in 1/2 cup of heavy cream to the bottom of my pan, a greased pan, and now I'm gonna put in my cinnamon rolls right here. And then next step, I'm just gonna cover those for about 30 minutes in another warm area so that they can rise. After the 30 minutes, they look like this, and I add the rest, another 1/2 cup of heavy cream on top of that as well. I'm gonna write down the ingredients and add them into the description below. And I just make sure that all of those rolls are covered with that heavy cream. That's gonna keep them really nice and moist. And I put it in the oven for 375 for about 20 to 27 minutes. And I just top them with my cream cheese frosting, which was just 1/2 cup of butter, 8 ounces of cream cheese, and 2 cups of powdered sugar. And I just make sure that all of those rolls are nicely covered. And then that's it. You enjoy. You cut those up and you serve them up to your family nice and warm. And these are heaven sent, you guys. I swear, the best thing I've ever eaten. Don't forget to like and subscribe, turn on your post notifications, because we're gonna be uploading videos all week back to back. I have more cinnamon roll recipes for you guys, and I can't wait for you guys to see. Bye.